think it's just about pain, getting people out of pain and problems. And yes, that's part of it.
Yes.
But really, in essence, I see chiropractic as changing and working on the function of the nervous system. And he tried lots of medications and creams and steroids and changing his diet, everything.
Yeah.
And nothing was really, really helping. It was still really quite aggressive. But then he started having chiropractic care just because he had back pain and started having chiropractic care. And over a course of care, over a long period of time, suddenly his psoriasis cleared up after years and years and years.
These cracks that are happening, she's like, they use pasta.
That's
So what do you mean? They literally put the microphone there and they go to adjust you, and then as they do it, they crack pasta for the bigger effects, sound effects.
Yeah.
I feel that if I don't go, that even on a rest day, I'm not as productive.
Yeah.
And it has a real issue, like on my, like I need the endorphins because I easily go into a dark place. Dr. Kate, welcome to the Rice Pudding Project.
It's lovely to be here.
So please tell the audience at home what it is you do for a living, please.
I'm a chiropractor.
Okay. What does that mean?
I remember I was with my uncle talking about this once, and he's at seminar, and I remember him saying this. He said it transforms people's lives. And I was like, whoa, that's a bold statement to make.
Okay.
But it does, in senses, when you've been in practice for many, many years, you start seeing some amazing things with people. So a lot of people think it's just about pain, getting people out of pain and problems. And yes, that's part of it.
Yes.
But really, in essence, I see chiropractic as changing and working on the function of the nervous system. So getting a nervous system in your body working right so your body can do what it needs to do.
Okay.
Yeah? So yes, we treat pain and problems and disorders and tightness, but when you've had people who've coming in who've had a lot of heartburn or headaches or sometimes problems getting pregnant and everything like that, you start treating them and suddenly their headaches go away and the migraines go away that they've had for many, many years.
Yeah.
They can be a wife to their husband. They can be a mother to their children. They can go out and do things with family and friends when they've been having to always say no the whole time. I've had people who've been told they'd never get pregnant before in their life, again in their life.
How does that relate? What do you do?
We can't always just say that. I can't say I can get you pregnant.
Yeah.
I'll be like that. But
That's a skill.
yeah. But there's people who've been coming who said they can't get pregnant, and then suddenly we treat their spine, treat their back, and suddenly like, I've got pregnant.
And they're more functional and moving and things.
It's not for everybody, but you see this with people.
Yeah.
Or people who've had heartburn, indigestion, or chronic health problems. And I remember once I was in America with my uncle once. He's the member of this group of chiropractors in America. He's the only person in Europe who's in this group of chiropractors. Mm. And I was very fortunate to be able to go away to America with him once. And they all sit around talking about the different stories they've seen. And some of these people have been chiropractors for 30 or 40 years. And I remember one guy, he was saying about this guy who had psoriasis, riddled psoriasis, this red hives all over his body and itching skin and everything, really, really, really aggressive. And he tried lots of medications and creams and steroids and changing his diet, everything.
Yeah.
And nothing was really, really helping. It helped a little bit, but, it was still really quite aggressive. But then he started having chiropractic care just because he had back pain and started having chiropractic care. And over a course of care, over a long period of time, and I'm not saying this over just 2 or 3 weeks, but over a longer period of time, suddenly his psoriasis cleared up after years and years and years.
Okay, from adjustments.
He was adjusting the full spine. And so they said, what have you done differently? Well, it's all clearing up. What's different? Have you changed your medications, changed your creams, changed your diet? He's like, no, the only thing that's different in my life is chiropractic.
But then that also helps with the blood flow as well, correct?
Yeah, everything. Your nervous system is what controls everything in your body. Your brain sits here, communicates with everything. So if you cut your hand or anything, what controls the healing of that?
Your body, your nervous system.
Nervous system does that. So it's just getting your body in a state of where it's functioning better. So it's not just about getting out of pain and problems, which a lot of people do tend to have that, and we see that. But we can't always explain it, but there's been some incredible things we've seen over the years.
Because some people, and I say some people, me, I just used to think it was just like cool to just go and get cracked.
Yeah, people think it's the crack.
It's the crack.
Yeah.
It's literally, and it's addictive. And like I'll like watch videos and I'm like, oh my God, that's so cool. And you see people getting adjusted and you think that's it. Like it's just about adjusting the neck or the back or whatever. But there's much more to it than that.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when you first treated me, and then like for my neck, for my back, for my hamstrings that tore, you use different methods as well. It's not just crack, like because you don't crack a hamstring. You were doing that. You did the suction cups, like the octopus thing, and needle. There's so many different things you can do.
And with that sort of soft tissue, I don't say that's really chiropractic.
Okay.
I think for me personally, and I don't speak for every single chiropractor, but in a lot of chiropractors, if you say, "Oh, can you just crack me?"
Yeah,
that's quite. I almost find that not insulting, but I'm like, there's so much more to it than that. Why are we doing it? What's going on?
Yeah.
What's the function of the brain? We're not just adjusting any old thing. So people just go into people's backs or have massage therapists just go and adjust someone's neck.
They put the microphone there.
Yeah. But I've had so many people come in to see me after they've been to massage therapists into somewhere else and someone's just randomly adjusted their neck. I don't like the word crack. And they've had so many problems afterwards. I had one woman who had so many problems years for about 8 months afterwards, chronic migraines that were not going away since being on a massage table and someone just yanked their head back. And
with the towel, right?
Yeah, with our hair. Just yanked it.
With her hair?
Completely dislodged everything up through here.
Are you sure that was a massage?
Yes, but you've seen so many different stories. So with adjustment, it's not just about adjusting at any old how. You're creating a mechanical feedback loop, but it's having to look at why you're doing the adjustment, what part of the neurology it's going to affect, what parts of the brain is it going to affect, what areas are you working on, what parts of the nerves supply to certain muscles and have a mechanical receptive effect. So there's much more to it than that. But when you start getting your body doing what it needs to do and functioning in the right way, your body can do what it needs to do to fix itself and help itself.
And what attracted you to being a chiropractor? Was it your uncle's influence?
Yeah, combination. Well, see, I've always had a huge fascination in the human body. Huge fascination.
Because of your sports background?
Yeah.
Now, when you were younger, you were a swimmer, correct?
So I was a runner and a swimmer from the age of 6.
Long distance or
always short.
Sprints?
We did long distance stuff.
So you did like 100 meters, 200?
100s, 200s, 300s, 400s as you worked up with running and then some 800s and then also swimming as well.
And you competed?
Competed, yeah, national levels for both of them. And it got to the point where I had to choose one or the other. And
swimming or running?
Yeah. So we were training twice a day. I was training twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day. So I look back at that and I think it's a bit madness. I was training about 4 or 5 hours a day.
Yeah, but when you're younger,
you do, yeah. And then after that, I got into some triathlons.
Okay.
And that's then after that, I got into more the fitness and the bodybuilding type of thing.
Okay.
But it started off when I was 13. We were told at school to go away and learn all the muscles in the body.
Okay.
And I was the only one in my class that went and did it.
Okay.
So you know, back then I thought, I wasn't good at maths and chemistry and everything back then.
But this clicked.
But this clicked for me and I really loved it. And when I was 13... we used to do a lot of land training and weight training with my swimming coach. So he got us into the gym at the age of 13.
Okay.
And that's I first started training in the gym and I loved it. And because I had such a huge fascination in the human body and the anatomy book, I wanted my legs looking like the anatomy book you saw in the
like there was the Grey's Anatomy book, the drawings and everything.
I was like, I want my legs looking like the book.
Okay.
So that's what got me into fitness and got me into bodybuilding.
And then you did bodybuilding.
Yeah. So then I was training a lot and then my friends entered me for a competition.
They entered you?
Yeah, my friends entered me for a competition and I went in and I won it and then got through.
But then you have to do the whole because I've seen like with bodybuilders the prep, the food, the bulking, the cutting. Did you did all that?
I never went that steer with that. I think for my fitness background, I always had the physique in a sense.
Yeah.
I just don't like dieting.
Because it's very, very disciplined.
Yeah. So if I prep for a show, I'd be like 8 to 12 weeks. Probably. A lot of shows I've did within about 5.5, 6 weeks.
How do you not diet for it?
Huh?
How did you not diet for it?
I've always generally been quite lean. And I remember one time when I'd been out of it and then I was actually living and working in Finland. Did you ever know?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Finland?
Yeah, I lived in Finland.
Why?
Yeah,
not there's anything wrong with it, but...
Yeah. Some friends of ours were working over there and they said they just asked us to go over there and work over there. So it's a bit of a change, a bit of a difference.
So you went from cold in England to cold.
Yeah,
cold
really cold in Finland, and it's a wonderful experience. And then when we were there, we started getting into juicing. So there's a lot of juicing.
Wait a second. Before you say just clarify, because we just went from bodybuilding to juicing. Juicing could be 2 things. Yeah. Could be steroids, or it could be having like fruit juices.
Green juices.
Green juices. Okay, there you go. See. All right.
So
you weren't doing the hard stuff. You were doing the strict stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I would say steroids is a road I never went down. I didn't want to lose my femininity in that sense. And I didn't like the big bulky look, so
but I've seen it affects the jaws. Like you see men and women, their jaws just get...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never wanted to go down that road personally for me.
Okay.
But I did lots of green juicing. So I went through a phase when I watched this program called Fat, Sick and Nearly Dead. Have you ever heard?
Yeah, and the guy has a juicer in the back of in his car. Yeah, and he drops a ton of weight.
Yeah.
I copied him.
Yeah. Did you?
Yeah.
Did you do it as well?
Yeah, 45 days.
Did you? Pure juicing the whole time?
Pure juicing for 45 days. And I didn't do it properly. I mean, I didn't do it as well as I should have done because I dropped 39 kilos in 45 days. And then...
39 kilos?
39 kilos. in 45 days.
High five to that.
Yeah, no, but
it makes sense because you're not eating so much. You use a lot of water retention and less carbohydrates and that sort of thing. Yeah.
And I did it before New Year's and coming up to New Year's, and New Year's Eve and New Year's Day was the first time I ate, and we were out partying, and I didn't drink alcohol because I was driving, but then I was starving because I couldn't get any juice, anywhere, and we somehow Pizza Hut arrived at the table, and the first food I had was Pizza Hut after 45 days, and my system did not last till morning, and I ended up sick for like 5 days, and pretty much gained everything back. Yeah, not in 5 days, but yeah, if I had been smart about it, but I felt the way I did it, I felt really, really weak. Like he did like proper. Yeah, I was just like anything. I was just.
Well, yeah, because I went through that phase. I did 5 litres of juice a day.
Oh no, I was just like, I was just going like to the store and I was like getting a bottle of orange juice and a bottle of this, and then sometimes. Oh, okay. Yeah, I wasn't doing the good stuff. I wasn't getting spinach and celery and apple and ginger. No, I didn't. I just did liquid and juice. That was it.
Yeah, with that one, because when I lived in Finland, we had an amazing juicer. The thing about juicing is having to wash the thing up. That's what I hate about it. So we had this juicer, and I'd always add about 5 things into it, 5 greens: spinach, cucumber, kale, green pepper, and what was the other thing? Celery. But then sometimes I'd have like a bit of beetroot in it, or apple in. Oh, not really that much apple, but I didn't want to have too much fruit in it or anything like that. But I'd add chili into it and ginger. But I went through that for a long time, and then as a snack, you're going to think this is really rank.
Because the juice of what you told me of so far wasn't bad enough.
As a snack, what I felt was really
wheatgrass.
No. That's another story. I could tell you a story about that actually. I had sardines and olive oil with a runny egg and cucumbers like a snack, and ate that and some nuts. But when I've been dieting over the years with different things for competitions and shows, I've had some really crazy concoctions. Fish porridge is one of my favourites. Which is an accident that I get that one, but then...
What is fish porridge? Because porridge already I don't like.
Porridge with fish in it. With really...
What kind of fish?
Salmon, or sometimes mackerel.
Wait, hold on a minute. I'm confused. So, because my wife and my son, they love oats and porridge and stuff. And they'll put in their porridge, they'll put in blueberries and slice up banana. So you get the oats, you cook the porridge, and you put, flakes of...
You just put fish in it. That started off because I was always very...
You just randomly just put fish in it?
Well, no, what happened is I was very lean, and my friend came around and said, Kate, you're looking too lean, we need to change some things up. And I never really followed a proper plan. I just did my own thing, which was working for me. But she said, right, you need to have 40 grams of oats here, you need to have some fish here, so have the salmon, have that. I was like, okay, I'll do it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I made the porridge, and I got the salmon, put them together. I sent her a picture and I said, right, I'm doing what you say. She goes, Kate, I didn't mean have them together. I meant have them separately. But because I think back then when you're dieting and anything actually tastes that nice, so it became a thing for me. I was like, well, I actually quite like it. So it became a thing for me, fish porridge. And there's 2 other friends of mine in the fitness industry who do the same thing.
Because of you?
No, they do it as well. But they understand it. They understand the craziness. Porridge.
It's like in the summer when we were camping, I met somebody I called Steve Ty, actually. And he introduced me. We stayed at his house because he saw us camping. He's like, maybe you need a break. I said, yeah. So we stayed at his house at running water and heat. And in the morning, he made this concoction. And he says, this is the best thing for hydration. And it's like the dietitian of Man City recommends it. And it's basically 2 raw eggs in a blender with orange juice. Ooh. And I was like, that is disgusting. Yeah. We've all seen Rocky where he cracks the eggs and he's like, trust me, it's not as bad as you think. So I was like, I'm not. He said, just try it. So he made me one. I'm telling you, you don't taste the eggs. It was actually quite refreshing.
And very, it? Yeah. How did you feel after it?
Huh? I felt amazing. I felt hydrated. It's very, very good.
It makes sense with everything in it. But I've never been able to have a raw egg. I've never been able to eat a raw egg.
I hadn't until then. So it was, yeah. Okay. So you did the bodybuilding thing intrigues me because it's, okay. I don't want to sound, but it's considered a sport, right? Being a sportswoman yourself, having competed in, it's not the same. You know what I mean? You've done sprinting, swimming, and triathlons. I think it's very disciplined and very, very hard. I know a lot of people who do it, and it's insane. But would you consider it a sport?
Yeah.
Why?
In the sense of you're working your body, but it's the dedication, determination, the focus you need.
Okay.
for it. So it's not like a sport like you'd be like running and winning a race and times and things
Yeah.
like that. But and is it a sport in the Olympics? No. But what is a sport? A sport's when you're taxing your body. You have the thing that you get from bodybuilding, and it's set me up for my whole life in this sense. And I've always been this way. You have to be very focused, very determined, very disciplined.
Mhm.
And I'm one of those people. If I had that focus there, nothing's going to sway me off that.
Okay.
So I think if you put sports in that sense, the mindset behind it, it is you're taxing your body, you're pushing your body to certain limits. But I suppose a lot of people think of sport as being like football or
winning,
or gymnastics.
like
But do you
breaking
win
a sweat.
But if you're doing fitness stuff, do you win?
No, not all the time. Like if you're just doing it for yourself. But if you do bodybuilding, yes, you do. If you compete, you win. No, I understand that. It's weird because like I think they're making chess on Olympic.
Would you say you're basing sports on sports performance? So like
I think
how fast the time is and how many goals someone can score, or how far someone can get in a long jump or something like that. It's measuring on performance, whereas you feel like bodybuilding is probably not as much performance.
I think the performance is not what you see on the day.
Yeah.
It's like you said, there's the build up to it. But then it's the same thing with a 100-meter sprint. You see them run for 10 seconds, but you don't see the work they put in for the 4 years.
You see all the work people put into things. Yeah. On the day, sometimes it doesn't show up in the right way, or people might be a bit flat on one day. Or a lot of people do a lot of things when they are doing the building, the water retention, and doing that. I didn't go that mad with any of that sort of stuff.
I think the thing about it that for me. It's not that it's not okay. Let's say it's not a sport. I think that the thing that bothers or that the issue I had with it is the drugs.
Yeah.
This is what that I think, and maybe you have the same problem because when you compete as a bodybuilder, the first thing people are going to be like, "Well, you're taking drugs."
Yeah,
right?
I had that all the time.
Yeah, because you're using I don't know the name of the different ones, but there's bulking up. You're bulking with the anabolic steroids. Then you have stuff to cut and everything that to make your skin leaner or to dehydrate you and things. So I think that's where the problem is, because some people you can't tell and they look natural and what have you, but some people are humongous and you know for a fact that they're on something.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
And it's funny, I've had conversations with people like this, and I think a lot of things now, people will lose a bit of weight and within 6 months they think, oh, I look good now, so I'm going to do a show, and they expect themselves to win it. And that's very different, going on stage and doing something like that compared to people who've been training since ages 6 or 7, weight training. Yeah. And I've got some friends in the fitness industry who've done so well for themselves.
Yeah.
They've maintained their shape a lot of the time round, and they say they haven't taken stuff. And I believe a lot of them because they just train hard and their work mindset. And I remember when back in the day, and I could probably show some of the photos, people were saying I was taking steroids. And back then I was like really offended, but actually I shouldn't feel offended because I could swear to my life I was so dedicated, so focused. I'd always been running, swimming and built up the structure there.
Yeah.
I didn't take any steroids or anything like that.
But there are competitions.
There are people do.
No, but there's a clean competition, right? And then there's a non-clean competition, which is weird for me.
But I think the thing with bodybuilding is it has changed course. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's just I think we're talking a bit too fast, both of us. We're a bit too, yeah. Okay, so as I was saying, you have, because with that you have the clean and you have the non-clean, which is weird for me. So it's like you're letting people take, and you're acknowledging that they take this one, but then this one is clean. But then, are they really clean, or they're just cycling off at the right time? Because that's what I think tarnishes it. Because
100%.
I can't do it. Like I know people. I mean, there was a guy that I went to school with, not school. He was in the same football. Like we played in the same football league a couple of times. I think he's a year older than me, and he became a 3 or 4 time world champion bodybuilder. Wale, he's insane.
Oh,
yeah, Wale used to terrorize. He played centre midfield, and I was a goalkeeper. And every time it was a corner, I was terrified of this guy because he was amazing. Like he was just super strong. But people are like, oh no, he's on something. And I don't know if he is or not. But I can tell you that when we were 16 and 15, this guy was jacked. He was naturally a big guy, And then he's been training since then. He was a firefighter. He's a bodybuilder. He was a boxer. He's done it all. So. It's some people are naturally, but then again, I don't know who is and who's not. But like I know that the effort, for example, he had put in, and his training system, his training regime, and the food and like the food prep, it's not something I could do.
It's very austere. It's very regimented.
Very, you're counting everything.
Yeah.
I actually don't understand why you would want to do it, like, because it's really, really
Fair. I never used to
hard.
properly count. People say, Kate, what are your macros? And I'm like, don't know.
Did you not do it? You never did that?
Not properly. I didn't measure my things out. This is why I was a bit backwards.
But then how do you feel about people who cheat? Like, because you're going to a competition, and I'll go into a competition now in jiu-jitsu, and someone will grab me. I'm like, you are so roided up. It's out of this world. But then you can't do anything about it. So then how do you feel? Like, it's annoying.
Yeah, I get that. Personally, for me, I always felt good, and I was doing quite well when I was doing back then.
Yeah.
Knew other people were taking stuff, but I personally never wanted to do that. So it's more my thing, because I feel like I'll be cheating myself in a sense. But I remember one time, when I was in my early 20s, I was so big. There's a picture of my dad's birthday, and I was sitting there like that. My arms were huge, and I remember they said back then, you're quite big, and because I was a swimmer and I did some gymnastics as well. And
you get naturally bigger shoulders, right?
I didn't like it, so I was always trying to bring muscle down. So I wanted to try and shrink, so I went backwards, and So as I say, people do take things on them, and there's people I do know have taken them, and I've seen it has had an effect on their body. I've treated people over the years; it's really affected their body and their mindsets. I personally, and everyone each to their own, what they want to do. Personally, for me, I didn't want to build like that, and I wanted to maintain more of that femininity in a sense. And I think sometimes, I'm not saying women aren't feminine, but so sometimes if people overdo it, it can change some of their features and affect their voice and the jaw and things.
And you already have that, there's already that stupid stigma cliche that, like, if a woman lifts, then she's already, like, considered to be bulky or strong. Like, you know what I mean? Like, like a lot of because my wife's a personal trainer, so when she's trying to get her clients to do weights, like, oh, we don't want to lift up weights, we don't want to become manly, and it's not the case. But they don't understand.
You have to be doing a lot of it to get that shape, rather than just lifting weight once or twice. But one thing I don't like about the industry now, it has changed a lot.
You don't like what it's happening?
I think it has changed a lot. There's a lot of politics involved.
Okay.
There's always been politics involved, but politics are involved. I don't want to get into politics, but also I think it's almost gone off that sense. And a lot of people are going into more the sexualizing it a little bit in a way.
Bodybuilding or just fitness in general?
Fitness. And okay. I'm going to be careful what I say, but when people, there's a lot of OnlyFans around it now, and I think it brings it in. And again, everyone does what they need to do, and we're going to enhance upon that. But I just feel like it's just it's just changed. The whole industry has just changed a little bit, and so I just pulled myself away from it a little bit.
But also, I mean, you'll get people that they'll get clients based on their looks, not necessarily their knowledge.
Yeah.
And then they'll say, okay, well, how did that person get there? And they think that they can get the same physique as that person, but they don't know that what this person is taking or doing.
Yeah. But I always respect an athlete for the hard work, dedication they put into anything. And anyone, even if they're people who are doing it, I just know.
Even if they're taking drugs.
Yeah, I mean, they still have to work hard on taking the drugs, aren't they?
Yeah.
But personally, it's not my thing. And sometimes you see, God, how do I word this or that? Sometimes you see guys walk around a beach jacked. And
they can't put their arms down.
Yeah, and I also feel like, it's so obvious they're taking something. It almost feels a bit like, If I've been around it for years and years and years, I've seen people over for years and years and years doing that.
But some people don't. They're very open with they're taking stuff all the time. They don't care at all.
Yeah.
Like I saw a video a little while ago. There's a woman and she was playing a prank on people, and she was literally going up to big bodybuilders and picking up a needle and be like, "Oh, you dropped this."
Yeah.
And a lot of them were like, "Oh yeah, sorry about that," and then just put it in their pocket, as if it was because they're openly. They're like, yeah, and people they're taking it all the time. They're not ashamed of it, because I mean sometimes as well when I think I've realized now a lot more people are doing. I was very naive before. I was like, oh, people have to be clean. No one needs to do it. I think so many more people than I thought are taking it. So many more people, and everything from steroids to testosterone and things like that, and not medically. So, but like you said, to each their own, and it is what it is. So we've gone off track a little bit on the topic of performance enhancing drugs. Let's go back to you. So you swam. When did you stop swimming? Oh, not that you stopped swimming, but when did you?
Late teens, I think. Yeah. 8, 7.
And you carried on with the running, or you just went on to triathlon?
And then I got into my weight training quite a lot.
Okay.
But when travel, to say I love travel.
Yeah. So you lived in Finland.
Yeah.
And then?
So prior to all that, I did this big world trip. I think when I was about 22.
Okay.
When,
couple
21.
Years ago.
Only a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And my boyfriend at the time, he was like, he wanted to go away, and my sister had been traveling, my friends had been traveling. I was like, it doesn't really appeal to me that much. But he's like, we just need to go away. And I was like, okay, let's go. So we upped and left within about a few months and went to LA, Fiji, New Zealand, Australia, Singapore, Malaysia, and Thailand.
Okay.
We were away for 8 months or so. It's one of the best things I've ever did in my whole entire
Backpacking
life.
or just
Backpacking back then. And everything happened to us. I got all my stuff stolen. We got hit every season. Like everything happened.
See,
like,
this is exactly what I don't understand.
Yeah, exactly. And when we were in Australia, everyone was going up the coast, and we were going up the coast, and everyone was going down the coast. And we're like, why are people coming down this way? It's because they're trying to avoid the flooding season, the fly season. We're going into it all, but then we went from there went to Langkawi and Penang. Actually, Langkawi was the first time I ever experienced fish soup. Not fish soup, fish porridge. And I remember thinking it was fish porridge because, and I said I hate that because we were on this boat and either go to Penang or Langkawi, and people were being sick on the boat. And
because of the fish porridge?
No, but they had fish porridge. You could smell the fish porridge they've been eating or something. And I was like, this is disgusting. Why would people eat fish for breakfast? And then I go on to that. But anyway, that's another something else. But then that's sort of my travel. And then after that, I did a lot of Anthony Robbins. Do you know Anthony Robbins, the motivator, personal development?
Oh, yeah.
So
I'm not your guru. Yeah.
Me personally, it was incredible back then. And so I was traveling around America quite a lot. And so I did lots of travel. And then I met a lot of people, and I was going over to Florida quite a lot. It's got a big place in my heart in Florida. So I've traveled a lot. I love travel.
Okay.
And then they came back, I think it was after 10 months. I then went back in to do chiropractic.
Okay.
I was over.
How many years do you have to study to do chiropractic?
4 or 5 years, 5 years.
Okay.
So I went back and did the study for that. And then I worked with my uncle in London. And then after that, a year or 2 years, that's when I moved to Finland.
Okay.
I lived and worked in Finland.
Okay.
And then that's when I was getting back into my fitness a lot. And I was like, I want to go to focus on that. So then back then there's different federations you could go to, and I wanted to get my pro card. So I traveled to Denmark and different places to get fitness. And then we went to Vegas for the world's competition back then in that federation.
And then how many times you compete a year? How many competitions?
It was very different. So I was going to do 2 or 3 in a year, or some people.
Because it's not like you can. It's not like a triathlon where you can go up and do a race like every month.
Yeah.
Like you have to.
But some people do more and more and more. For me, I didn't so much. But yeah, I did a few in a year and every few years. And then after that, I came away from that a bit more. And then what? I think I was just focusing on my work more travel.
But who got you into sports as when you were a kid? Was it your dad? He's into sports.
I remember my first time my dad ever took me running, and I had these little Velcro burgundy trainers. And I was always good at running at school. I was always put on the teams at school. I was a bit like Forrest Gump. I have no hand-eye coordination. Give me a hockey ball or a 10-foot ball, rubbish. They're just like, Kate, run. So I was run to smack the ball and hope for the best. That was me. I was always a runner, always quite fast back then as a child. So my dad got me into running, and that's what got me into running.
And he was a runner.
He took me around the run. He wasn't a runner. He's my dad, bless him. He's my hero. He just took me for a run and just got me into running there. Then they got me into the running club. And then after that, I got into swimming as well. So swimming and running.
Okay. What was your stroke in swimming?
Front crawl.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. And so what does your dad do for a living?
My dad's a timpanist. He's a musician.
Okay.
Timpanist. Plays around the world.
I know what timpanist is, but
he's a drummer. So but in big orchestras. He plays in huge.
No idea.
Timpanist is it's not just a drummer. He plays in huge orchestras all around the world.
Okay. He creates the tempo or the.
No, so you really go to watch an orchestra.
Yeah.
Or you listen to film music, or he used to teach a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He's the timpanist, the principal. He used to be the principal of the orchestra.
Okay.
So, have you heard of the Last Night of the Proms?
Yes.
He was a timpanist, the main drummer on that.
Okay.
He's incredible at what he does. Yeah. So, but now he now works for the Chamber Orchestra of Europe and just goes to all these lovely plays with the orchestra and goes to these fantastic.
Did you not get into music because of him or anything?
No.
No?
My whole family into music apart from me.
Is your mum a musician as well?
My mum was, yep. Mum, she worked for the English National Ballet, and so she worked with the music.
What did she play?
So she was all percussion and all the instruments around that. That's how she first went with my dad, actually when they were at college. And so I was always brought up with ballet and brought up around music and everything in my life. And then my uncle's a musician as well. My granddad was a musician. So
everyone was a musician except you.
For me, I played the recorder. That's as far as I got. I can play a few notes in the recorder.
That was standard though in school in London. Everyone had the recorder. There's a black with the white top and the.
I've gone to the tenor or the treble. I couldn't even do that.
I know.
I think it's because
you have to like, I remember you had to like try and like bend your thumb at the back or something like that, and different
and
like
half of it.
yeah, I couldn't do the like there was no way like they were like do the half note, and I was like, have you seen these fingers? Like there's no half. I could never. It was just like.
Did you play the recorder? No,
badly. Like they would give me the like, and it was useless.
Let's give me one now. If I could try one now, I could probably play a bit of it.
We could find. But I always wanted to play the treble or the tenor because it was the big one. And it had like the silver, like I was like, oh, that's so cool.
The clarinet and the flutes and things.
Yeah, but yeah, no, never played. That was useless.
Yeah.
Useless at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But my sister, my mum, my dad, they're all very musical, and they can get on the piano and just start playing the piano. Just start playing it.
Really?
I can go. I said,
you just didn't want to, or you just didn't?
I was never interested. I was into my sports, so I was so focused on my sports.
Okay.
Whereas my family were more, into music and yeah.
Okay, and your uncle's a musician. He got you into chiropractic.
Yes, my uncle. He was a drummer as well, and then I remember being at his clinic once. My dog stepped on my foot.
Your dog stepped on your foot?
Yeah, and I was in pain. And
how big is your dog?
He's a Bernese Mountain Dog, so a big dog. We had German Shepherds and Bernese Mountain.
Because it feels like a Chihuahua. I was like,
no, big dog.
Okay.
But I remember that was the first thing, and then he did some acupuncture on my foot. And I remember lying there, and I saw the big nerve chart on the wall, and I was like, Terry, do you have to know every single nerve in the body? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, oh. And then after that, because I was into fitness and personal training and sports therapy, my training was so important to me. I stopped enjoying my own training because I felt it was my work the whole time. I thought I couldn't imagine myself doing that for the rest of my life. So I've always had a fascination in the human body. And I was working with sports therapy and personal training, working with people with back pain. And I had to keep asking other chiropractors and my uncle, how do I treat the spondylolisthesis? How do I treat the spondylosis? What do I do with this? And rather than to ask them what to do, I wanted to know how to fix it myself.
Yeah.
So I went and did it myself. And it was like a natural progression because my fascination in the human body. So that's what got me into chiropractic. So my uncle and
curiosity.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you train a lot. Like you train...
Not so much like that.
Huh?
But,
but you like a few times a week.
Yeah.
At least. All right. Do you feel that if you don't, like, if you're not training,
it's good. Yeah. 100%. And do you know what? I was doing really well. And then the gym close to me, I couldn't go back and start using that gym.
Okay.
I told you that story. I'm not going to get into that story.
No, we're not going to. But yeah.
I'm really like.
Yeah.
And that's going to something else you could talk about because
Yeah. Because it's like I see you as a positive person.
Thank you.
Yeah. But the things that you've done, like in terms of like swimming and running and the bodybuilding, they're very solo kind of
things and very disciplined.
Yeah. And it's very easy to I don't say depressed, but like to not want to train. It's very easy to not train.
Yeah.
So how did you find yourself the motivation to do that? Because swimming is like you're just literally looking, your head is down, just looking at lines.
That's why I speak so fast. That's my theory, my friend. And I only say this because when we're swimming, we'll be swimming 2 hours.
Yeah.
And you're given 24 200s to swim. So 200 meters off, say, 2 minutes, 30 seconds. So you have to swim it within 2 minutes.
Did you say 200 off of 230?
Yeah, something like that. Or 240 or 250.
My fastest ever 100 was, and I'm talking like balls to the wall, was 100, was 146.
Oh, okay.
Thanks. So you did that. She's just
my 100 was 62, I think, 62 seconds. Yeah.
We could have we could have easily not had that information. Yeah.
But so we swim like that.
Your reaction to my time was bad enough. Then to just put it into
a good time.
Yeah. That's okay.
I was like very young when we did that. But the reason we used to do that, our theory is that we have your head in the water for so long.
Yeah.
You get to the end and you're with your teammates and your swimming mates. You have so much time to think about what you want to say in the water. You get to the end, there's such little time.
Just say quickly.
And then off we go. And so yeah, when you ask me motivation, it'd be the people. Connections are really important to me. And this is something I've learned a lot over the years of my chiropractic and psychology, and mindset and psychology has been something I've been hugely fascinated in for years and years and years. Since I did Tony Robbins stuff.
The mindset.
Yeah. So when you ask me the question, how do I stay motivated? I think when I was competing, my only focus was just winning, basically, or just doing well. So that was my focus on my motivation. And I've always been into my sports. And I think it was drilled into me when I was young. I'd go up at 5 every morning and I train at 5:30 every single morning. So it became normal for me. I'm a morning person. I'm more of a morning person than an evening person. So it's always been a thing. It just became part of a normal part of life. So I don't see it as like, okay, it's a bit harder now, but I don't see it as a choice. I saw it as part of life. It's something you have to just get up and do. So it's just part of it.
Things.
But not everyone's always completely focused all the time, are they? I mean, everyone has their ups and downs days. I mean, a lot of athletes get that as well, and you'll be really focused, and then you have a few months or a month when you're not feeling that great, or you can't get up.
But then do you keep on training during those times?
You either go, or sometimes you just don't. I used to feel really guilty for having a day off. I used to feel really guilty.
Yeah.
But now,
then your body, you have to.
But now I'm like, then you got to do that. And since I stopped going to the gym in the last year, you asked me the question, how does it affect you? It definitely has affected me in the sense of it does make you feel a bit more sluggish. And you know,
I feel that if I don't go, that even on a rest day, I'm not as productive.
Yeah.
And it has a real issue, like on my, like I need the endorphins because I easily go into a dark place. Yeah. So I wonder how other people are.
And I hear that from a lot of people. A lot of people use the gym as their therapy.
Yeah, 100%. You know, like if I'm not, and people joke around, but if I'm not rolling around on the mats during jiu-jitsu getting beaten or like with men or whatever it is, you know, like whatever jokes you want to make about it. But if I don't do that, it has a negative effect on me. And I miss it, and the release and just you know, and not going to the gym and things like that. People are like, oh, why'd you go to the gym so much? And I think it's because I need to stay happy. It's my way of keeping positive.
Do you find if you're exercising and training, you eat better, and when you're not training, you eat worse?
It depends, because if I know I have a training session in the morning, I'm not going to eat something bad or junk or anything even the night before, but because I need to be light and you know, I don't want to be sluggish. But if I've had like a great session like on a Saturday and I've done like 3 hours of training and like just gone balls to the wall, I'm like, you know what, I can have a cheat now or a reward.
Do you find it very easy to stop yourself from eating the dairy milk?
Yes. Do you know how I have a very good, you want to know my secret to how you stop eating the dairy milk? You finish them. I've finished.
That's my one kryptonite.
I cannot. It goes. That's your weakness? Chocolate.
100%. It's always been my mum. She ate 1 or 2 Mars bars every day when she was pregnant with me, and I brought. So
it's her fault. Is that you're blaming your mum now? Mum, you see what you did?
I love my mum. She is this amazing.
But that doesn't make sense because if she eats Mars bars, why are you addicted to cherry milks?
Yeah. Well, just chocolate in general, isn't it? But it's one thing for me. It's always been chocolate. I've always loved it since a child.
I think it's natural.
Yeah.
But I mean, because the thing is, I'm not just a sweet tooth. I'm like an anything tooth. Yeah. Sweet or savory, I'm good with all.
But people do say about chocolate, and I'm like, oh, yeah, you love chocolate, you're a woman. I'm like, no, you don't understand.
What has that got to do with it?
I don't know what it is. Some women don't even like chocolate. I always say they don't know that.
No, some women have bad taste in chocolate. They like dark chocolate.
Yeah. But
I'm looking at you.
But when people ask, what is your big passion of yours? Chocolate is a passion. I know it sounds crazy, but I really love it that much. I am a bit of a loopy-loo in that sense.
You? Would you like chocolate? Yeah. It's like, what's there not to like? Yeah. It's like ice cream. What's there not to like?
My dad and
I wake up sometimes, I'm totally interrupting. I wake up at night sometimes craving certain chocolate bars.
That's how the dairy milk is finished. Now my wife has found out that I've finished all the dairy milk and I'm in trouble because, I didn't share it.
Yeah, I got bought 3 boxes of patchy chocolates. I ate all of it in 2 days.
Totally get that. It's easy to do. After I finished one competition once, I was flying back to Finland, had my cabin bag. And when you're dieting so hard, you get a bit loopy sometimes. You just want to go up and down the light lanes just to try to see, look at the chocolate. I buy it. I'm not going to eat it, just to store it. But I store so much. When I flew back to Finland, I got searched. Cabin said. The guy opened my cabin bag and he went, it's just chocolate in your bag. I was like, yeah. I had about 60 or 70 pounds worth of chocolate in my bag. No joke. I had so much chocolate. And I remember it was just, my whole cabin bag was full of dairy milk and just chocolate, blackjack, everything. Cake.
What's a blackjack?
A flapjack, sorry.
Oh, flapjack, like the oats thing?
Yeah. I just craved everything.
Really?
Yeah. I'd go meet a friend for coffee and I'd take a whole cake and hide it in my bag.
What Cadbury's cream egg?
I love Cadbury's cream egg. You can't, come on.
That's phenomenal. And then they have the white chocolate mix now as well.
I know.
But I saw you post about the croissant.
Oh, well,
The huge ones.
Yeah.
Don't tell me you think like there was like, I'm not. It's like this big.
Yeah.
Did you eat that?
Yeah.
So
No, between me and two friends, but we had
Is it chocolate or is it plain?
we had chocolate and a pistachio side of it, so half and half. But we did that easily. People say, "Oh no, there's no one can finish that." We did it easily, and before that, we had a big breakfast like eggs and avocado and stuff before that. And I thought, I'm not going to eat all this croissant. I have to take some home with me. But me and two of my friends, we just demolished
Is it like? Is it? I mean, I'd say, is it crispy or is it soft or?
yeah, it's like a bit like normal croissant. I was actually quite surprised because I thought it wouldn't be that great.
Yeah.
It sounds so big that we can't make it that good, but it actually was quite good.
So, because I was about to ask you, like, what's your advice to people who are trying to stay fit and healthy and not think that, you know?
Hold on, I joke about this. I joke about this because I have such an obsession with it, but everything's in balance. For me, I have to have something green every single day. I have my meats, my proteins every day.
Okay, the 40.
Yeah, and I mean, I sometimes cut back on my proteins, but when I'm working with patients and things, you always got to work on the balance.
Yeah.
And everyone's very different. There's so many diets out there because so many people respond to different things. And there's some people who do low weight training, powerlifting, who say you shouldn't have any vegetables, any greens, and because it oxalates and everything in your stomach. It's like big shards of glass through your system with spinach and things like that. And it's more fats and meats and potatoes. Keep a proper carnivore diet and go really keto. Other people don't respond so well to that, and other people respond to certain other things. So,
I've heard that with triathlons because when I was doing triathlons, they're like, you think, okay, you're going to do a triathlon, you're going to have a lot of veg and things like that. And my friend, his best man at my wedding, Christian, told me, do not, like, I was taking photos of everything I was eating, and I said, I'm going to eat this. He's like, do not eat that. And I said, well, this is all vegetables and fiber. He said, you do not want to be out there on the bike and running for 14 hours with that much fiber in your system. Yeah, and I was like, why? He said, think about it. I was like, oh, okay, I get you now. Yeah. So he was like, have some pasta, have some carbs, do not go. So I understand that.
People talk about anti-inflammatory diets or antihistamine diets. People who have high inflammation in their body, and they'd have to cut back on things like eating big tomatoes and things like that. So everyone's body
different thing.
Yeah, I mean,
you eat before you train?
No.
Yeah.
I like to eat. I train fasted personally, or I have like a pre-workout, something like that. Or in the afternoon of the day, I would do so I've eaten throughout the day. But during the morning, I can't because I get like I can't.
What advice do you give to people who want to become chiropractors? Or they're interested in chiropractic?
Yeah, you want to do it.
You got to want
it. It's very, very hardcore.
Do you have to be strong to do it?
Not so much. Because people say, okay, we see big people and just people, but it's about technique as well. Because
I had before I met you, I have a friend, Amin, who's now in Canada. So I told him I didn't know he was doing he was being a chiropractor, and he told me, and I was like, oh man, I need someone for an adjustment. So can you recommend anyone? And he recommended you. Oh, so then the first thing I did was I was like, but look, because I was 160 kilos then. And I was like, I mean, is she going to be able to crack me? Because is she strong enough? Like, I don't want something and he's like, and he said the same thing. He says, not about strength, but she knows what she's doing. And I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to go. Because I went to one place and it was a guy and he was like, and he could nothing. He couldn't do anything. Nothing adjusted at all. He couldn't do any adjustments like that. And then I came to you. I was like, oh wow, okay. Yeah. It's like our neck is moving.
When you first saw me, did you think, oh, she's small, she won't be able to do anything?
100%. Yeah, honestly, I was like, I mean, seriously, bro, I was like, it's not. She's like, I'm like 4 times her size. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you're like 50 kilos. I'm 165. Like it's impossible. And if I fall over, like what's gonna happen? Like she's not. And then you like. And then, you remember you did the towel, and I was like, oh, shit, okay. And then it was like and I felt taller, and like I said, it was weird. Yeah. So, and because it means small as well. He's not like, he's not big, but he's like, it's not about the size. So
some things it's quite difficult in some ways. I mean, I think there's so many patients I've seen over the years, so many pre-visual things I haven't seen, maybe you're always learning all the time, but it's always different techniques and things to move on.
What's your favorite part of do you have a favorite body that you like to crack?
The thoracic and the cervical spine.
So as I know what that means, but for the people
and the mid back, it's funny. I have a certain way of adjusting. You know how I adjust the spine with the towel. I love doing that because I like having it done on me. And I like there's some techniques I like to bring into it, and especially in the last 8 to 10 years, I've been working on different things, and especially more release up through here. And even we did this actually course, more of a neurology course at the weekend.
Yeah, I saw
So
that.
that's what I've been doing a lot over the years, but you have a slightly different conceptual way of looking at things. It's just fascinating how the body works. So we're always learning and growing and doing different things.
Do you watch videos a lot of like of the cracking and stuff? No, it doesn't. You don't look you through.
I know you love it.
I absolutely love it.
I know someone said those videos to me of people. There's people bring up these videos here when they're smacking people and like the emitted butt. And okay, they were fun at first, and now it almost feels a bit like they're taking the mick out the profession and chiropractors. And so you can see the funny side of it, but they get a bit boring now.
Yeah, it's insulting for you.
Yeah,
like
you smacking someone's head like that, and you're kicking them like that. And
have you seen the one with the like a pulley, and they've got the guy's neck, and then they're
Yeah.
It's just they go up there, they wind it up, and it's like, and then it's like almost something you see in Tom and Jerry.
Yeah. And some people bring these videos out with other things, like discussing women in they're naked or their bra and knickers.
You've never sent me those videos. Any of them?
And so I'm like, it almost takes a bit away. I mean, I think it's great to see the adjustments and see different things, and everyone has their own way of doing it.
The reason why they're in their
underwear.
Yes, that's the one. Is for the views.
Yeah. Totally. And you see other people doing that, but it can almost, I think, devalue some of the things.
100%. And that's what, like, when you what was it? It was like you told me Santa Claus wasn't real. Yeah, because she told me, I was like, oh, have you heard these cracks that are happening? She's like, they use pasta.
Sometimes,
I said, what do you mean? They literally put the microphone there and they go to adjust you, and then as they do it, they crack pasta for the bigger effects, sound effects.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, that was so like.
It's not these things. I think it's quite good. Some people love to see it, some people don't like to see it. But they say don't show this or don't show that. But I'm not afraid to. I'm very proud of what it is that we do, and people will talk about different things. I've been doing it for years, and I'm very proud of how we help people. But I try to bring the fun element into it as well sometimes. So sometimes it may look like I'm laughing when I'm doing adjustment. People are just like, whoa. But it shows you that you don't have to be scared of it or anything like that. And some people might not agree with that. But I think it's I've just seen so many amazing results from people of these. It doesn't work for absolutely every single person. No one size fits all, but I see such great things from things of people. So sometimes I'll try and make it a bit more fun, uplifting, and when we do adjustments of things.
What's the worst, like the old wives' tale? Because that you hear about your profession, like when I was younger, I was a goalkeeper, and I was always cracking my fingers.
Yeah.
Like, oh, don't crack your fingers; it's going to cause arthritis. No, it doesn't. But
please all say all that sort of thing. I mean, adjusting's fine if it's done the right way, but I think it's that when you say people do self-adjustments, and especially just self-adjustments of the neck, I've been doing it. How many years have I been doing this? Like,
5 or 6 years. You just started. You graduated just before COVID. We acknowledge that. Yes.
I've adjusted thousands of necks over the years, but I'd never adjust my neck myself. I mean, zoning here, I never would do it, because if you try to do it forcibly yourself, when you do it yourself like that, the joints that are stiff and stuck stay stiff and stuck. You end up moving the ones above and below it, so it creates more of an imbalance in the spine.
Okay.
And so people find they self-adjust all the time. Half an hour, it helps for half an hour, and then suddenly they have to do it again because it's not helping, and you're creating more of an imbalance. So the stiff joints become more stiff and tight. The joints above and below become more hypermobile. So you're just putting a mechanical input into your neck or your back, but or a joint. But generally, it's not something I would encourage people to be doing regularly. So that's why sometimes they can be saying things that can be a reason. So it's being on and all. But if people are doing it over too much or too much of this, just creating more of an imbalance and overstretching things that needs to be stretched if it's not done the right way. That's what my argument would be.
Then you'd hate me, because I always try to, I was stretch out in the mornings. And
come on, if you're going to stretch out or move or do some of that, if you're going to something's going to click or pop, it's just gas and being raised between the joints. So between the joints, sorry, and I speak too fast there. I need to slow my words down and speak more like Queen's English, like proper English.
Proper English, yes.
So that's fine if you're going to just do a bit of a stretch, but it's people who do things forcefully, or do some things in the wrong way. Another thing is that people come into me as well, and they say they have chronic neck pain, really bad neck pain, and they're like, "What have you been doing?" Well, I've been doing a lot of yoga. I said, "Have you been doing headstands and standing on your head?" They're like, "Well, yeah." People think it's good for them, but your head is not designed to just take your body weight. That's why we have feet to stand up, And so it's little things like this. People will do things. They have some problems there. They think it's good for them, but I'm just saying, if someone has neck pain, don't keep doing headstands and standing on your head. Things like that. Yeah. So to answer your question, yeah, it's sometimes can create a bit more of an imbalance, and if it's not done correctly. That's very my argument for this.
Fair enough. All right. Is there anything you want people to know about you that we haven't covered? You know, where can they find you for treatments?
Okay, so I'm over here in Dubai.
Yes.
At the moment. I'm currently working in JLT, disc in JLT. You can always get me through my Instagram as well. Message me through there. It's Chimes DC. I don't really use Instagram that much. Do you find that? You go bits and starts?
Yeah, no, I'm good at a decent amount. I have to with work and everything. The fans, you see, I have to respond to a fan all the time,
But I think with things, it's more like mindset stuff I'm really into as well. And I'm a big believer in how chronic stress can lead to chronic pain and how your mind and body can be really linked. And any chronic stress can lead to a chronic problem. So whether it's a physical stress, chemical stress, environmental stress, or emotional stress. And especially since COVID and years before that, I really got into like how important it is with the mindset and connection with people. Connections are so important. That stimulating parts of your nervous system. I thought patients, I'll say, what does it you do for fun? And then I don't know. But just, yeah, if you think when you're having fun or in a loving relationship or in connection with people, people's pain levels are better as well. So I started researching a lot more about that and how important it is for good connections and good relationships with people and a good mindset and optimism and how you look at things as well. So that's a huge part. I'm massively into that a lot.
What do you do for fun besides getting the big croissants?
I love my food. I really connecting with good, like-minded people. That's really important for me. Like this morning, I was talking to some friends last night, and I'm like, "What are you doing tomorrow morning?" I love to be spontaneous. She's like, "I'm going to this workout in the morning." Right, great. 5:30 this morning. Got up and went with her. And it's not so much about doing the workout; it's about connecting with a friend of mine. So I'm very much about bouncing with people and having high energy. So good connections, good friendships with people, being spontaneous. And I love doing things like fun, like randomly, like, oh, let's go and do wakeboarding there, or let's go on a hike there, or just go and try to
like
with other people. If I'm training properly I like to do it on my own. But if it's things like a high rocks type thing or CrossFit, then the type exercises. Not that I'm a big one of those ones, but going with people, being around people. But I really love connecting and having lots. I love having fun and laughing and bring out that goofy city side of me, or try things new, and just being more be adventurous with things, So yeah, I love anything like that, and also just a lot of personal development stuff. I really enjoy reading about that sort of thing, working around that, any sort of learning and growth. But you come to realize more how important good connections and having fun and good conversations with people that's really important and something I really value a lot.
Okay. And of course, you like traveling.
Yeah, I would love to.
Where's one place you haven't been to yet that you want to be to? Go
to Maldives. I want to be married and go to the Maldives.
Married? Okay.
That's my lifelong dream.
Married in the Maldives or honeymoon in the Maldives?
Just part of my married life. No, there's places. I've traveled a lot, and I've always loved like South America or just America generally.
Yeah.
What people think it would be weird. I love America. There's been to people the other day, like in like Sri Lanka, Tanzania. No, I haven't been there yet. I mean, I've got to go. That's next film there.
Sri Lanka, beautiful.
Yeah, Japan I haven't been to.
Okay. Food is very spicy in Sri Lanka. Really good, but very spicy.
Yeah, so bad.
Yeah. On that note about marriage, okay, you're in the gym. You're an attractive lady working out in the gym. How often do you get hit on in the gym? I'm curious. I'm assuming quite a lot.
People assume that, and yes, but I can be very much like so focused. People get don't talk to you so much,
Okay.
But I think it's because I'm very specific about what I like.
And how do they try to impress you? Like, because like, are they gonna try and do they try and do like pull-ups, like lift dumbbell? Like, how is it normally? Or are you using that, or
Yes, I'd want things like that, or find something to talk to you about, or. But not so much. I really want to say it's like that. I can sometimes give an aura off when I'm so focused with something. People do say to me, it's like, you're so focused, you don't want to approach you.
You say with him.
Yeah. So I think that's a consensus that a lot of men think a lot of women do get approached in that sense.
Yeah.
I would imagine so. I mean,
but then I read some things that they say that men, they see a woman so focused on what she's doing, they don't want to interrupt her.
Really?
But yeah, I've read certain things about that, and I don't know.
I'm memorize it.
Yeah.
But I don't.
Yeah, but I think I'm one of those people where I can show if I'm not interested, you'll know I'm not interested. I can show that, but I'll always be polite.
Okay.
But I think when you ask me specifically if I'm in the gym or training, I'm so focused. I can be like quite.
But they can still come and interrupt you and say, "Listen, are you using the machine to me? Can we use the machine together?"
Yeah,
That's a good way.
yeah. Is that your?
Huh?
That's what you used to do before you were married.
Oh, I just spoke to my wife.
I know you did. I know how much.
That was the best way. I do.
When I first met him, all we do was talk about his wife the whole time. I thought we're going to get on because I love that. I had so much respect for you and how much you love your wife.
She saved my life.
Right, yeah. I love that. See, I love hearing those stories. I'm such a.
But it's the God's honest truth. Like, I don't think I would be alive. Not if like people are like, oh, this, like, I don't think I would be living now if I hadn't met my wife.
Ugh.
Because my health was in such a bad way until I met her, and she put in the work. Like, actually, I was joking with her the other day because like I say, we came into somebody, but I was like, oh, I've got money now, so you are you attracted to me? She's like, I never married you for your money. I'm like, I know you never married me for your money. And when you met me, I was 180 odd kilos. So that's out. I didn't have any money. I wasn't attractive. I was a huge blob. And I was like, and I do stand-up comedy and you don't think I'm funny. She's like, yeah. And I was like, fuck. Yeah, she's like, yeah. And I looked at her and I was like, why did you marry me? Out of just curiosity? Like, was it like, and she was just like, I don't know, I just saw something in you. I thought, thank fuck for that.
Do you know what, when you ask questions about, what is it I really enjoy?
Yeah.
I love talking about relationships and psychology behind relationships and how people got together and how relationships are working. And that's it, is I think good relationships are all about communication, but also having that loyalty and that integrity and also love. And the fact that you dote on her and you love her and see how she changed your life and how you just respect. It's that respect, isn't it? And when I cannot respect a man long enough or more when he talks about his woman in that way with such high.
But I think
God, and I remember when I first met you, you used to spend the whole time talking about it. I loved it.
the thing is I think, like, people say, what is a testament of a man? Like, what is a man to you? What does it mean to be a man? Like, yeah, like the cliche thing is a man has to be strong. He has to be a provider. He has to take care of his family and things like that. Those are things that you can say, but like, I don't think that a man does that by themselves. No one does it by themselves. It's part of a relationship. And I wouldn't be able to be strong if she wasn't supporting me. I wouldn't be able to be hardworking if she wasn't supporting me. I wouldn't be able to follow my dreams. I wouldn't be able to do this. I wouldn't be able to go on stage. I wouldn't be doing any of the things I want to do in life if it wasn't for her literally telling me either do it or please stop talking about it. Because I'm there to support you, but don't use me as an excuse later on that you didn't follow your dream to go on stand-up comedy or become a director or do your show because you were worried about taking care of your family. We're good. I'll support you. And she literally said that I will support you to do all that. We're good. We don't need the fancy holidays here and this and that. We can, we're not, eating porridge, fish porridge. We're actually, we have Cadbury's. So go and do your thing. And then that's it. At least you tried, and if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't do this thing. So I think the testament of a man is having respect for your partner, and for the same thing for women as well. You respect your partner, and it's an equal thing. And there are, I say all the time, God knows there are more attractive men than me, and there's more attractive people than my wife. There are, like, it's just, there's always someone more beautiful in looks wise, but that's just that part of it. The connection is so much more.
Fade. And it's almost morals, their values, integrity, their loyalty. That's so important. And I just love all this stuff. I love conversations.
We're going to another thing. We're going to.
That's I think that's so.
We have a tradition here that we have wild questions.
Okay.
Okay. So in these cans, there are questions.
Okay.
You have to choose one at random, and I will read it out to you, and you can choose to answer it or not.
Okay.
And if you don't, you have to do 75 burpees.
No way. What on that one?
Of course. Okay. Let's go for that one. Let's see what this one says today. Okay. Well, if you didn't have to make money to do what you love, what would you do?
If I did.
If you didn't have to make money, well, if you didn't,
If I didn't have to make money, I would travel. Just travel, experience lots of different things, experience as much as I can do, and spend a lot of time with my family if I can. but have that one person you can really travel with as well, and just experience lots of life and lots of laughter and fun, and being more living in the present.
Very cool.
And make good connection, which has always been important to me. So just have more fun and enjoying, and just travel. That's what I do. I travel.
Okay. What's one activity also that you've not done that you really want to do?
Can I say that I have done it before, but I'd like to start doing it more of? Abseiling. Like, you did abseiling down mountains, the cliffs and things. And I went to go try and do it the other day, actually, but everything's closed because it's too hot here.
But if you go to Mountain Extreme...
Is that where you have to go?
If you go to Mountain Extreme in Alcos, there's a climbing place there, and you can climb, and then they will start doing that when the weather is better. And we started going climbing, and it's scary.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Not for my wife or my son, but for me.
When I was a kid, I used to love that abseiling and orienteering for some reason.
Orienteering?
Yeah, I remember thinking it's so good.
The compass, and we're like up with a figure.
Right. Do you remember I was having this conversation with someone the other day? Do you remember that drink, Tab Clear? It was like clear Coke, clear Pepsi, clear Coke.
No, never.
I think it's because one day I drank a whole lot of that when I was quite young. It was like basically sugar worth of Coke, and I was so hyper. I'm like, I love orienteering. I love abseiling.
Abseiling I like. I did abseiling once when we were younger. But yeah, we just went down like 90 meter like cliff.
But that sort of thing I want to get into more.
Yeah. It is great for it. If you go to Mountain Extreme, they have they do like, I don't know, for expeditions or outings or whatever when the weather is good.
Yeah, so that would be mummy.
Cool.
Any other questions?
No, you have anything you want to say? We're gonna.
No, I just tip shit and chat for ages.
Okay. Well,
we're gonna. That's been our time.
Oh, okay.
Thank you so much for coming.
My pleasure. Thank you. Thank you very much for the call.
Yeah.